let me ask you this. Do you shop specifically based on your political views? There seems to be what you might call an anti-woke economy. Follow me on this. The Daily Wire sells stuff on their e-commerce, right? They have specifically, they launched a thing called Jeremy's Razors, which is the motto is "Shave like a man, not a manifesto." Because Harry's, who you may have heard of, pulled all their ads on the Daily Wire because of political disagreements. All right. Now there's all this other stuff. There's a dog bowl that says leftist tears on it and that. So I figured we'd reach out to our pal over to the Idea Grove, been on with us just recently. As a matter of fact, Scott Baradell's with it. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. This isn't cancel culture stuff, is it?
Well, it's alternative. It's not really canceling. I guess they thought rather than try to cancel Harry's Razors, they would just offer an alternative, which you could argue is a more positive course than trying to take another company down. Just offer an alternative, and they're not the only one. There's Patriot Shave and others that have emerged as a reaction not only to Harry's Razors dropping their ads from Daily Wire, but they've done promotions with transgender men who are, shaving for the first time this Pride Month. Other things that have just kind of, didn't sit well with certain folks.
Yeah. And so there is sort of a sub-economy. I mean, there's coffee even that is marketed as maybe a tougher coffee or something. So is this is an actual sort of a sub-economy then, huh?
Yeah, I guess there's a couple different aspects to it. Yeah, in the terms of the coffee, there was, of course, Starbucks is known for being woke among people that pay attention to that stuff, and so Black Rifle was seen as an alternative. But then it was decided that Black Rifle was maybe too woke based on some of their political contributions of some of their employees and things. So now there's 70-75 coffee, which is woke-free. So there are folks that will make a purchase purely based on that, but it's still very much a niche. And just like liberal tears dog bowls are a kind of a novelty product, most of these products ultimately, unless they have a quality that is as good or superior to what they're competing with, which is often not the case, they're never going to be more than a niche for people who are really, really passionate about their politics.
I would say certain issues I am, just on a personal level. Certain issues I am. Like I don't, part of me, I don't want to get Starbucks just because it's like the big brand, right? And I know people who get Starbucks just so they can walk around with the logo on the thing, right? Because it looks like, hey, I went to Starbucks. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to shop. I always get my coffee. If I get anything coffee-wise, I want to get it from a small local coffee shop. I think that's more important to me. However, I've experienced Jeremy's Razors. They're actually pretty good. So, like you said, it has to be good quality too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there was a survey done recently that asked a lot of people, if two products you saw as basically commodities are basically similar or equal in quality, would the values or politics as expressed by the brand, weight your decision? And over 70% of people said, all other things being equal, they'll go with the brand that more reflects their values or politics.
Yeah. I don't know that we've always thought that way, though, have we? Even in the 60s, the political unrest of the 60s, unrest there, people, if it was Folgers, you bought Folgers. If it was Maxwell's, you bought Maxwell's, or whatever. When did we start thinking like this?
Well, values have been part of product, marketing for some time. I think, it started out relatively innocently. 20, 25 years ago, you had products like Tom's Shoes, and they would support values. Hey, you buy a pair of shoes from us, we'll donate a pair of shoes to someone in a developing country that's in need. But what's happened over the last few years is everything has become tied to a polarizing political opinion. It's very hard. You can still have values as a brand without it being tied to a political hot button. Like I think 90% of people support the idea of sustainability. Why wouldn't you? But if you go from sustainability to talking about climate change, all of a sudden, totally different story. People like the concept of diversity and the idea of racial equality for the most part. But when you start talking about DEI, again, that's a hot button, and that's going to turn a lot of people off. So you can promote values without stepping on these landmines.
Right. Scott Baradell. I like this. It's the Idea Grove. I like your company. I like that. I like the name, man. Idea Grove is a great idea. Great idea, Scott. Do you consult any of these folks? I mean, you don't have to give that up, but I'm just saying, you've come across this in your marketing. Do you get anybody who says, like, specifically, I want to do this to a certain group? Aren't they sort of, like, if I have let's just say I have a brand of, brand of toothpaste, and I promote a certain value. I don't give to, woke causes and stuff. Am I limiting my market, though?
Yeah, but you could also say there's so many toothpastes out there that it's a way for you to stand out. So it's like we tell all our clients, so many clients, they have a product, they say, well, anybody could use this. Well, anybody's not a market. Saying you can sell your product to anybody is like saying you can sell it to nobody, because there's nothing that's making you stand out or set apart.
Right.
Our agency works mostly with B2B tech and manufacturing companies. Could we do PR for all kinds of other companies too? Yes, but by identifying ourselves with that and focusing on that, it gets us more of those customers, makes us more likely to get those customers, and it's okay that we're not getting the other customers. And I think it's the same way with politics. If you want to align your brand with politics and lean into that, you're going to benefit from that, but you better weigh the consequences. That's why we mainly just, with our clients, we're all about doing your research in advance. The story that I tell that I think is really makes the point is that Bud Light got in big trouble for their promotion with Dylan Mulvaney. But what people don't realize is that exact same month that Bud Light had that meltdown, Nike promoted sports bras with Dylan Mulvaney. Did it have any effect on Nike? No, of course not, because different brand, different audience. So do your research in advance. Just don't do what the marketing head or the CEO thinks they should do. Find out what your customers want you to do.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's part of the problem, too, is, as you know, a lot of these decisions are made in a corporate, in a conference room, and everybody's got to put their stamp on the decision, and you end up with these really weird sort of marketing. I find that all the time, even in doing voice work as I do, and commercials and stuff. Some of the scripts I get, you can tell were written by committee. Right. Everybody got their stamp on it, and you're going, this is so dumb, it doesn't make any sense. But okay, we're talking with Scott Baradell. I could talk to you all day on this stuff, but unfortunately, it's almost end of showtime. But Scott, stay in touch. Idea Grove, we find you probably ideagrove.com, huh?
That's right.
All right, buddy. Have a great day. Be careful out there.
All right, take care.